So, is there somebody from Portugal we should invite?
Sorry?
Is there somebody of Portugal we should invite to be in the panel?
Yes, Metas, you have the email from Metas and also Joana. Metas and Joana.
Yeah, invitation sent. And Joanna Santos. Hi, Ingo.
Oh, Ingo is joining us too.
Yeah, and we are live on air now.
Okay. My phone remember me.
That's the hangout.
Yes. Okay. Hi, Ingo.
Hi, Maria.
Okay. And Joanna? Should we include Joanna Santos also?
Yes.
Okay.
You have her email, I think, in the she's
right.
in the hangout.
Yeah, she accepted the invitation for
Okay.
this. So okay. So opening the question and answer board. And if there is in the audience somebody who has a question, simply take the chance. If you're on the Hangout page, you should be able to question and answer.
Where?
On the Google Hangout page, you should be able to.
Google Hangout page.
I see what's called group chat here. Is that what you mean?
No, that's a question in Q&A. Oh, Andreas is there. Hi, Andreas.
Oh, nice.
Ah, I see Q&A on the left side.
Well,
if you move your mouse to the left, then you may see question and Q&A. It's downloading an app, and then it's there. Okay.
On the left side?
You go to the left, and then there's a blue symbol Q&A, at least with me.
Oh, yes.
If you click on that, it downloads an app and opens the question and answer area on the right.
Okay.
Hallo, hallo, hier ist Andreas.
Hi, Andi, grüß dich.
Hi, Andreas.
Hi, Andreas.
Grüß euch. Hello.
Hello.
So who can post questions and who can give answers there? How's that working?
I will not volunteer myself because I don't trust too much in my English without, so I'm not a volunteer. So Joanna has joined us as I've...
Hi, Joanna. Yes, this way is for the Q&A, and you can also join us in the Hangout if you have the address, and so feel free to come to us.
I'm not quite sure if she can listen to us, maybe not.
No, she asks this question via the Q&A form.
Can we hear Joanna?
Did Andreas, did you send her an invitation for the Hangout now?
Yeah, but I send it again if she wants.
Because maybe she's here in question and answers, but she's not.
So I sent an invitation without ringing.
Okay.
How can I join? Oh yeah, we see you.
Yeah. Yes, this is from Metas.
Hi Metash.
Yes. This is Renato and Jonas. Yes.
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you excellent.
Hi.
See you excellent.
Hello.
Oh, Zé also.
Zé.
Yes, Zé and Jonas. We are waiting for Joanna. She is trying to join us, but
You have to send her a message to chat. That's how we entered the Hangouts.
Andreas, did you send this?
I'm sure I sent her. So can you explain how you entered?
We entered through your message to our chat.
Okay.
And Joanna is not there.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe she got this message via email. Send it again.
Because she's here, but because she made a question, but she's not at the Hangout. I'm trying to call her.
Yeah, okay.
Que esta cena para convidar e não está a dar.
Estás a tentar convidar.
No topo da página do Hangout tem uma coisa para convidar. E não está a dar. Já tive uma opção.
Ah, Joanna is joining us.
That's it. Não consigo ouvir.
Hi.
Hi, Joanna. We can see you well. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you.
Sorry, I muted Joanna a bit because it was a bit of loud coming background noise. But Maria, I muted you also. you can simply dismute you or bring you live again.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because as we are 6, maybe we will have some sound problems. Maybe I would could be a good option if we are not talking. Maybe we can
mute ourselves. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good practice. So nice to have everybody here together. And I simply took this initiative, and hopefully in the next hangout we are planning, there will also the partners from the UK on board, and there will also the partners from Romania on board. But it doesn't hinder us anyhow to get a start and use this time and introduce ourselves a bit and simply exchange some of our plans and tell who we are and what we are doing, and also get into how we solve the problems we all experience and exchange about the problems. I think that's a style of hangout which will bring us everybody together, hardly working in the radioactive approach. And so in the first stage, I've thought a good start is simply passing a bit of the torch to everybody involved working with the group, and first telling where do you tell us all where do you see the main challenges, and what's the second question would be nice to have a glance in what surprised you and you if even the project, and what would you from your educational perspective take again. And Andreas is leaving us. Hopefully he can join soon. But I pass to Metesh, I think.
What we should say? We should answer something. That was a question.
No, you could just talk about a bit about yourself and your group, about you and Zay, and participation in Radioactive.
Okay. So this project started when we were gathering as a team, trying to find ways to make our activities of our project seen by everyone. So one of the things that we thought that was okay to do was radio, because we already participate in a school radio. So at that time we received the invitation to the Radioactive one-on-one, so that was great. So we applied to the project and we were invited to be part of it, and we are now here. And okay, so since the beginning we are learning a lot of things, but we already started with some knowledge about radio because we are participating in the school. But we are learning a lot of things that we didn't knew that time, like working with the software and all the preparation and planification of the programs. So basically, it's that.
Sounds really fun, and and Andreas is back. He's from Germany and from the Deichstadtradio, and there we are dealing with adults and seniors and youth also. So we have a multi-generation approach, which is quite a difference from you. And nice, Andreas, to have you back. Simply the question, what's our group, what we started learning, and this would be interesting also for the others to know what's the difference and what are similarities and so on.
Yes, hello everybody. Can you hear me again? I have some computer problems, as it seems.
I can hear you very well.
Okay. Well, our group is from 16 years old to 76, and we started 1 year ago and have now the 7th radio show. this as the basis fact for the moment. And I think it's very nice to see how young and old people can work together and have one aim to learn and to make a good radio show. And it's as well so funny to see how they are also involved and active, radioactive like this, as a team. This is always fascinating me. And I have funny sounds here. I think I have to restart the computer and
no, Andreas. That's we all have had these funny sounds.
Okay.
So don't panic. Joanna, we have a very good picture from you now. Did you change the computer, I suppose?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So our experience here is with a group of young people between 11 and 17, 18 years old. We were really happy to have Radioactive here in our project because we thought it was an excellent way to improve their literacy abilities. So the one question that was really important for us was for them to read and to write more than they normally do. And that's happening. We actually, I had to interrupt a recording we were making for the next show, and our youngsters were singing like revolutionary songs from the 25th of April, the revolution here in Portugal. And I was, they wouldn't read those songs or listen to those songs if it weren't for this. So we were rapping it. So next edition of Radioactive in our project will be about freedom of expression, and they will be singing songs that are 40 years old and transforming it in an hip hop song. So these objectives are being accomplished, and we are really happy about that. The main difficulty is keeping them motivated from emission from one edition to the next. It's really hard to keep them motivated and knowing that this is a project and has multiple stages. They have to prepare, they have to organize, and then they have to record and edit, and all those steps. It's hard, but it's the next step for us as educators to engage them in that process. But overall, we are happy and really enjoying this project. I don't know if I answered all the questions.
Yeah, excellent, and many thanks to your answers. I think we all can feel free to request if there's something inspired us. I would try to hook in one part that's everybody is concerned is the preparation. Simply asking you on what's your best observation you made in a preparation of a show. From the topic, you can align it. From a topic, finding the topic to express the topic. So what would you recommend somebody who starts Radioactive completely new with another group? How to get people engaged? How to get them to the topic and think about? So that's a question I would like to ask you as the experts.
Who goes first? Okay, Matos.
Matos, okay. So que é que nós pensávamos que seja fixe dizer a alguém que esteja a começar? But what we think that we should say to a group that is starting now Radioactive? What we think that is really important to say to that group? Is that the question?
Yes, this would be the first part of the question, and the second one, to make it more explicit, how can they start a topic, to dig into the deep of a topic?
We can give our example. In our projects, we always ask the youngsters what they want to talk about in the radio. So our radio programs, they always start like the youngsters and something. The youngsters and something. We start like the youngsters and arts. That was our first program. The youngsters and the community. That was our second program, and so on. So our programs are all made by the youngsters, our youngsters for our community. So that's the way how we create our programs. So they choose a topic, and then we try to create a program with that topic. But it all comes from the youngsters, not from the technique, from us. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, and how do they deal with it? How do they get their creativity to explain also their topic?
Yeah, we try to motivate them to do those kind of things. We have some meetings, so with them, without using any microphones and stuff like that, just talking with them. And when we find the subject for the program, we try to see some topics for the pieces. So
like a brainstorming. We do a brainstorming with them, and then they choose if they want to make a report, a music, that kind of things.
Yeah, like in our program about the in our program about education, they decided to make a brand new song with new instrumentals, with new vocals. So they create a song because they wanted to. So it is always with this brainstorming that we find topics to the program.
No, that's fine. Joanna, how do you start the brainstorming in stage in your group?
It's always very different from one edition to the next because we try to learn from our mistakes. and one of the things, to be true, the adults, the educators still have to do lots of things. We still have to be there every day reminding, and sometimes we have to propose some of the topics. We don't normally have one single topic to the whole show, but sometimes there's a main topic and then some smaller subjects because they want to talk about sports or music, and it's not the main topic, but we allow them to make these small pieces in the we incentivated it to have these small pieces in the bigger show, right? But sometimes it's because there's a special event, like this month, it's the Revolution Month, and also we'll have this 7 days with the media event, and we'll integrate that. So we kind of proposed the revolution as a topic, the freedom of expression, and they grabbed it. And we can always see if they grab or not the topic we are suggesting. So that's one of the ways. We also had this kind of brainstorming like Metas does, but normally they don't come up with a topic. They come with several topics, and then some of them grow and become a little piece of the show, and some of them die because they are not motivated enough to do it, or it's too hard, and then they realize at the middle of the process that it's too hard. And then sometimes in the next show they will pick that up and say, we want to do that thing we talked about the last time, but we couldn't. but really we are going to the 5th show and we still don't know how to make this. And if we had a new partner, we would say try everything.
Yeah, in
Sorry, Andreas, can I just make
sure.
a comment on something that Joanna told? Because this month in May, and
We're in slow motion.
In the beginning of June, we will have some special broadcast.
This is slow motion.
Oh, okay. And they invited us to make some programs related to media and communities. And so this month we will have, I think it's 6 broadcasts in May and in June related to this subject. So these programs will be different. Somehow we gave the topic. So in Matters they are working in youth and media, and as Joanna said, for instance in Catapulta they are working in freedom of expression, and the other youth centers are also making some other programs related to media and community.
Okay. Nice to have you back because you were slowed down a bit off, but that's a Google Hangout effect. Skype would have ended before, I think. Andreas, may you want to tell a bit on how we start a topic at Deichstadt Radio, for instance?
I can't hear Andreas.
Yeah, me too. Andreas, sorry, now you got frozen, not frozen, but quiet. And Andreas, in the maybe you want to choose your microphone again in the wheel button. If you move your mouse up to the window, you can get your settings and make sure you have the microphone you want to use. No, it's still very quiet. Okay. I think Andreas will come back as soon as possible. But to Joanna, the question back is: do you? It sounds for me like you have a queue or a big box of potential topics you started to raise and would like to continue later. Is it right?
Well, topics about this project or topics to talk about in the shows?
more the topics you told. Some of the topics are still in the mind and would like to be picked up later.
Mm-hmm.
So you have something like a box or a queue of topics you generated.
Well, they're more like radio formats. I'm not sure I'm saying this right in English. The young people here would like to make more conversation shows, but like those I don't know how to say it in English. Like when you have like this morning show in normal commercial radios, they would really like those ways of presenting radio and talk about their own issues, like adolescent topics, but in a conversational way. This is one of the things they recurrently talk about. We want to do that, but then they really don't know how to do that. In the beginning, they really wanted to sing and make music, and they were shy about it and afraid and not really sure how to do it. And now they are more confident, and even if it's not a professional thing, they can do it on their own with our help. But that kind of humoristic shows they would like to do because they are young and they feel that the others would like to listen to that and more that than the topics we might suggest them. And they believe that in the community they could be well known for that, making funny jokes and things about young people. That's one of the things they recurrently speak about. I'm not sure I was clear.
I think you was clear. You were clear, but I muted you because your kids were very engaged. And well, I observe this a similar process. If we start with a top level topic, something about next thing we want to do is to do something about elections. We are thinking how to split it down to others, and everybody has a different understanding of a topic, and that's quite hard work to bring all the okay, I'm dealing with adults, they have a more impulsive opinion, but I'm quite sure this works also with the kids. They have also a different understanding, so it's really a process. I have to moderate all the different views and perspectives of the topics, and that's quite for me. It's a very interesting approach. How a plan you have in mind gets formed, like a later building of the show. So that's really a design process in itself, and I can also share what Joanna was saying. Okay, you have to keep an eye on the group, and you have to experiment what's the best way. And sometimes it's a good way simply having a big sheet of paper and start a mind map. Sometimes this also would kill others' opinion. So there's no golden way on it. What I observed, if I would ask to express what's the most fascinating thing in working with the groups. For me, it's something like a strong identification, not in doing radio, also identification in the product, to say, okay, we are the radio and it's our radio. So maybe you can express how you observe this similarly, or if it's completely different and they are producing an out of the mind. So what's the moment after the show is produced? How do they relate to it? That would be nice.
We have two interesting aspects regarding this thing of identification to the project, to Radioactive. In the first emissions, we invited the parents to come and listen with us. So we sat around the table and just listened like we were in the 40s, sitting down in silence, listening to the radio. And they were really proud to show that to their parents. So that was one of the good things that made them relate to it. And sometimes we have events, or we go on the street and ask people outside questions about the topic they are treating. And we had this anti-racist football tournament we organized some weeks ago, and two girls volunteered to be the reporters, and they had this T-shirt made saying radioactive. So they really wanted to be identified as the reporters, and they wanted to have the name of the radio in their T-shirts. So I believe this is this identification process growing, and they already say our radio, but it's they have peaks. They have these moments. They feel really proud, and then they are tired, and then they feel really proud, and then they are tired. But we have these strategies to make them relate. And the inviting the parents is really important, because we really don't know if anyone listens to the programs, but at least those parents, we know they listen because they're there with us. So it's like a little party. Sometimes we have cake and juices at the end.
Yeah, fine.
As well.
Hi, Andreas. Nice to have you back.
Back again. I hope you can hear me all. There's something with my other computer, as it seems.
Okay, but I think you can simply tell a bit on how we prepare shows.
Yes, at first in this process, I think we try to combine the location we are of our city we are in, which is Neuwied, and try to find some verb for it. For example, Neuwied integrates, or Neuwied as Neuwied sportive, for example, or Neuwied music we try to plan now, or Neuwied elections. And then we try to find some themes which are interesting for all generations and for all genders, and try to make small bits so that there's a small part to do for everyone, like. And then I think we are in the lucky situation that we have a few very good creative heads which have ideas to make parts of the show, I think. How you see it, Andreas?
Yeah, if you told it fine, and so I said where you were offline, it's quite a group-wide formation process, which has simply to be moderated by the group itself to find the topic and find the methods to express the topic, which is quite a difference. Okay, and a second. As a second question, where we were now is what can you say about the identification with the radio program? How would you like to express it if you were chosen?
I think we identify us more than a local group as an European project. There is a hard discussion if we should have only local news or European-wide themes, but I think the identification is very good. They identify themselves as the reporters, as the radio makers, and if they meet people on the street, or if we meet people on the street, we try to make advertisement very good in public already. At the beginning, it was not that obvious. But now I think we grow up a bit.
Well, that's we can call as a development as a group. So Andreas, if you mute now, I would like to get the Metash guys for their identification.
Yes.
Fala tu porque é sobre a identidade do programa. Okay, so it's kind of what I told you before. Our identification of the program it's always about youth. So the way to identify our program is by the name of the program. By the name of the program, you can identify that the program is from Metash. So it's always about the youth and the youngsters. So we are always talking about the topics that they want to talk. So we give that name to the program. So that's our way to identify our programs, our radio programs. And we also create our own jingles, like everyone, of course. But we started in this last broadcast. We started to create special jingles to the broadcasts. So the last time we had youth and sports, so we create special jingles with sounds about sports, like kicking the ball to the window or kicking the ball to the net or applause, those kind of things. So we are always using the topic of the program, and we create things to relate to the program.
Okay, and so this is identification, like providing and offering an identification. And if you turn the coin, how would your youth say, okay, or express, this is our show? So how which words do they choose, and how do they demonstrate, okay, in their behavior, okay, this is our product?
Yeah, I think they feel the radio belongs to them. I think some of them, not all of them. It's a long work, it's a long-term work, it's not immediately. They don't feel like in 1 week they are working in radio, and the next week they feel that they not they own, but it belongs to them. It's hard to work with these youngsters, but in time to time I think they will feel that it's from them.
May I say something? I hope without slow motion. For instance, one difference between Metash and Catapulta, well, in this aspect, Metash is different from all the other groups, because Zé and Jonas and also Renato, they work, well, Zé no, but they work at Metash, but they are also part of the community. And I think this also makes all the work very different in Metash if we compare to other youth centers. And the thing of identification, that I think it's also very interesting in their programs, is that since this group of three, and especially Zé, are very skilled in the use of the technology of radio, they also make this an image of their programs, because they are always very careful with the sounds and the quality of the show, and this is the only group so far that did live show. Although next time also Catapulta will make a live show, because they feel confident about the use of technology. I don't know if they agree with me.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we are youth lead. What Maria Jose was saying is that aside working in this youth center, we are youth leaders here, but we are also living in this community. So it's easier for us to reach the youngsters because they know us, because we were in school with them, and we are on side of them, like
neighbors.
We are neighbors, so it's easier for us to reach the youngsters. So that's why it's easier.
Okay. Well, sorry. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do, 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 do. Okay, I switched the microphone because it was a bit of knocking. Okay, if you think on the topic of proudness, which is next to the identification, and we are near to another topic, which would like to ask you is, because this is a fine thing I observed in the very first show. What in their view would make a perfect show?
In the youngsters' view?
Yeah. In the learners' view.
I think the perfect show for them is talking about what they want to talk. I think if we apply things that they didn't choose, I think they would feel that it's not them show.
So, okay. And in terms of technology?
In terms of technology, okay, I think in terms of technology, I think us three, me, Jose, and Renat, we are more into it, but we also try to motivate them to learn how to use it. So, of course, we don't have a lot of time to prepare things and at the same time teaching them how to use it, but we also try to make reach one or two youngsters and make them responsible to use the technology or try to use in the software. Okay. But you don't have any youngster that is capable of doing it with no help.
Okay. Andreas, what would be a perfect for you?
Hello. A perfect show for me would be if there's a Übergang. If there's a logical content of topics to talk about in the show, and if there's something like a good music as well combined, and for sure if there's a good feedback on the show. And it after 7 shows, I think we slowly get some feedback from the neighbors and the inhabitants of our city, and they begin to realize that there's a radio station, and I think this is